Could the PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox affect how the next Crash game comes out? Let's talk about it.
No!
What's up guys, Canadian Guy here, and yes, I'm still talking about the upcoming new Crash Bandicoot game. Now, I am sick while recording this, so I do apologize if I sound like I was hit by a Mack truck. But I'm still super hyped and excited, and I have so much to say about the upcoming Crash game. But this time, we're going to talk about how the PS5 might affect the new Crash Bandicoot. On this channel, we have been able to figure out the releases and the patterns of Crash and Spyro almost down to a science. If you're a fan of either, I highly suggest that you should subscribe. We can even look all the way to 2021. With educated guesses, we can extrapolate that Spyro will likely be releasing in September on the next generation of consoles. The reason being is that Activision follows a fairly strict formula when it comes to marketing and promotions. Activision does not talk about games early. They talk about games between 5 to 7 months before they launch with a full reveal trailer. Activision wants to get people excited and then tell them when the new game is going to launch to maintain the hype and excitement. So with Crash, it was no different. Now, Activision also likes to release games around the same time as the IP's predecessors. For example, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy released in June. Its PC and Switch ports with the Future Tense DLC also released in June. And then CTR came out in, guess what? June. The Insane Trilogy was announced during the PlayStation experience in December of 2016, and CTR was announced in December of 2018 at the Game Awards. Again, both trailers were dropped 6 months before both of the games launched, maintaining the pattern we have seen. Now, leaks have begun to spring out about our Orange Marsupial, and that he would be the next game in 2020 as a brand new mainline Crash game. Not a remaster, but a completely original adventure. So, following the pattern, following the leak, and all the paper trails, it should be easy to just say that the next Crash game will be announced in December 2019 at the Game Awards and released in June 2020. So, what's the problem? This should be locked, tight, and sealed. There should be nothing that changes that, right? Remember last year when we were Spyro headhunting and we thought we had it down to a science before, and when certain things didn't meet our expectations or patterns, the fan base was not happy and felt disappointed. So I wanted to essentially see if there were any plausible problems and make a plan B so that if Crash is nowhere to be seen at the Game Awards in 2019, we would know where to set our next expectations. And after looking at the pattern again and again, there was one possible issue that could be keeping the metaphorical door open: the PS5 and the Xbox Scarlet. But why would the next generation of consoles have any effect to the game? Well, both consoles are set to release in November or December of 2020, according to the rumors and leaks, which means that if Crash is announced at the Game Awards, it would come out theoretically 6 months before the new consoles. That means when it hits the Christmas season, most people are going to be trying to get the new consoles and their launch games. So during that time frame, companies are going to be more likely to push their games to the next console. But why would companies want their games to be launch games? Well, they tend to sell amazingly well because the amount of games that are available to the library are very small at launch. So people who may not even be 100% invested in the title may pick it up early due to there being a lack of initial library of games. An example would be Breath of the Wild. The game launched day one with the Nintendo Switch, and as of September 30th, 2019, the game has sold 14.5 million units. That's what Nintendo reports themselves. This isn't from an outside website or source, this is Nintendo. Now, think that was a fluke? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a port of a Wii U game with added features, came out 1 month after the Switch was released, so I would still consider it a launch game. But currently, it has sold 19 million units and is currently the most sold game ever on the Switch, according to Nintendo. This was for a game that already had come out with its DLC, and that's it. Also, this is on the Nintendo Switch alone. Imagine if you were to release a game with the name Crash Crash Bandicoot as a launch title on 2 consoles, the PS5 and the Xbox Scarlet. Imagine the sales. It might just be too good to pass up on. The potential income here just might be too high to continuing following this pattern for this game. But here's where the problem lies for Crash Bandicoot and the pattern we have found. If the title becomes a launch title, then that means the release date is moved from June to November or December. If it moves from its June slot to the holiday slot, that means the promotions and reveal is also going to shift as well, breaking our pattern. So our original prediction of the game being revealed sometime in December and the game launching in June may not be the case. In fact, it might shift to revealing in June and launching in November or December, depending on when the consoles come out. Activision also likes to reveal these games at game shows or conventions. Crash Insane was revealed at the PlayStation Experience, Spyro was revealed at PAX East, and CTR was announced at the Game Awards. But it just so happens that if they decide to go for a launch title release, they would reveal it in June, like I said, and E3 is in June. Now, to those who plan on not getting the next generation of consoles right away, if Crash were to be pushed to the holiday slot, don't worry, because 9 times out of 10, these type of titles will come to both the PS4 and PS5, as it would boost the sales for those who still can't afford the new console right away. But it comes down to 2 situations. Either it comes out in June as planned for the current line of consoles and be backwards compatible on the PS5 and be able to be up-res and be better, or the other situation could be that Crash Bandicoot could be a launch title for the next generation of consoles and Activision tries to bank on being a part of the initial launch lineup. This all boils down to money. Does Activision feel it can make more money by pushing the release of Crash or hold to its pattern? I still think the games will be revealed at the Game Awards, but take this video overall as kinda a hype precaution, where if Crash does not show up for the Game Awards, we can kinda have an estimated idea of when he will be revealed and the time frame that Crash would show up. This is plan B essentially of the hype train, unless somehow Activision pulls something that no one expects and releases a new Spyro game in April 2020 instead of a new Crash game and reveal that Vicarious Visions was working on the new Spyro game the whole time. But I highly doubt that would happen, right? Anyway, when do you think Crash will come back onto the scene? The Game Awards or E3 2020? And do you think the next Crash game will be on the PS5? Comment below and let me know. A huge thank you to all those who support the channel through Patreon and being a sponsor on the channel. If you'd like to help it out, check out the links in the description below, where you can buy some CGE merch or become a Patreon. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming and nostalgic content. Thank you so much everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video.